The following video contains topics which are religious in nature. I do not align with any one specific religion. The message of this video comes through a perspective which takes into account multiple religions and belief systems as a way to encompass the whole of creation. I am largely inspired by Baba Ram Dass and his books. Ram Dass believed that sharing is part of the work and experience of the spiritual journey. So this is my own attempt to continue the work of sharing from my unique perspective as an act of worship to the Most High. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so this message may reach others. Enjoy the video. Why do we go on existing? Why is it that, without truly knowing the circumstances behind our existence, we so boldly bear the weight of consciousness? The way I see it, the reason our society and modern world is so out of whack these days is because the collective human consciousness has forgotten the truth. And this is the truth. We are all part of one whole. There is no border or barrier between where you end and the rest of the universe begins. Any borders or dividers which we believe are there are illusionary. We are all made up of the same fabric that holds this universe in place. This is the nature of the universe. You exist because of this universe, but at the same time, this universe could not exist without you. Hence the name universe. Do you see how powerful this is? Do you understand the magnitude of your existence? The experience of this universe could not be possible without an experiencer to experience it. That means that without your awareness, your consciousness, that which allows you to perceive this reality, there would be no reality, no universe, no experience. You are literally a mandatory piece of the recipe which supports existence. Without you, there is no universe. So naturally, that raises the question, how does death and suicide work into that equation? Well, here's where it gets a little bit more far out, and I urge you to keep an open mind. We established that without an experiencer to experience the experience, there can be no experience. So ultimately, you are a mandatory piece of the puzzle. From this, we can deduce that a piece within us is eternal, undying, and infinite.
Life is short, you see. Don't run away from me. What will you do? What will you do? If you leave me now.
This eternal, undying, infinite peace is that which some call the soul. There are many names for this unique attribute of experience. Some names include the light within, or the inner self, or the true self, source energy, or the Atman. Some may even call it a fragment of God. The fact is that there is a primordial piece of you which has existed as long as the universe and will keep existing even beyond the form we are taking now as humans, beyond this human vessel we have been temporarily given. And let me be clear, this is not to underplay death and suicide. On the contrary, this is why death and suicide is such a travesty when we experience it from a witness point of view, from a perspective of someone who keeps existing after that person has passed beyond their temporary human form as that specific character they played. Even if we don't know it consciously, subconsciously, it is clear to us that our experience is mandatory, not only for our individual souls, but for the sake of the whole. To think we have lost a piece of the whole which completes our worlds, to lose the light of a soul that brightens our lives, it's devastating. But this is the paradox which encompasses our universe. And as you'll come to understand, existence as a whole is a paradox in and of itself. That is why it's so hard to conceptualize it. Our brains may be powerful, and they may be the most sophisticated supercomputer we know of, yet there is a reason why we cannot understand the universe through rational thinking or the rational mind, as Einstein said. When we lose someone in this reality of thought and matter, their essence as a soul continues in one form or another. Their essence is never truly lost. They exist as vibrations and energy in other frequencies, a frequency which is no longer manifested as that specific vessel that you came to know and love. Perhaps, if their work as a soul is not yet completed, the essence will return to the frequency of Earth as another human yet again to continue their unfinished work. And if it is necessary for that soul to be in your life and part of your reality again, well, it will be so. This is why sometimes you may meet someone or some being in one form or another, like maybe an animal or a pet, which you share an instant connection with, or a being who you feel right at home with even after barely meeting. Maybe their soul is the same soul as you shared a connection with in another part of your life, or maybe even in a past life. Furthermore, perhaps it was time for this specific soul to move on to another assignment as a soul, whether it be moving up to a higher plane of existence, returning to the same plane as a different vessel, or moving to a lower plane to relearn old lessons. It's all in service of the whole one, for the sake of the whole. Even if our ego, which is necessary to exist in this specific reality, grows so large that it murks up and hides the truth of our existence, that it grows so large that we lose touch with our mission as souls incarnated on earth in the world of thought and matter. This is why when we think of traits and attributes of lower frequencies, such as greed, hatred, and anger, we can see that those who possess these traits are acting out in accordance with the ego. They are no longer thinking with the good of the whole in mind. In those moments of fiery passions of the ego, they are thinking dualistically, only as an individual separate from the whole. Even so, we cannot judge or fault anybody for aligning with these lower vibrational emotions and states of being, because it is all a necessary part of their unique journey that will help the whole. Now, when we embody emotions and traits higher up in the frequency spectrum, such as kindness, joy, bliss, and love, we see more clearly how it all is, and we act in accordance with the true self, or the higher self. We act as an act of worship and service to the higher power that masterminded the whole of creation. We act in accordance with the Most High. And to do this, there is one important piece of the puzzle: faith. Faith cannot be borrowed or bestowed upon you or others. Faith is the inner battle which every single human must fight within themselves every day, and they must conquer it every day. The whole game is based on faith. Can you have faith that what you have heard is the truth? Do you have the faith to believe that you are a precious and unique soul that has a soul mission, a soul purpose to accomplish in this reality for the good of the whole? But don't worry. As Ram Dass believed, the evolution of consciousness is inevitable and certain. Whether this is the lifetime where your work in this realm is done, or whether it takes you another 10,000 lifetimes in this plane of existence, the evolution of consciousness is unavoidable. This is why we go on existing, ladies and gentlemen. As literal pieces of the whole, we know we must play our role because it is necessary. Whatever role that is, we are tools for the liberation and elevation of the whole, and we must all bear the weight of the cross for the good of everybody else who bears the weight along with us, and to those who carry the weight before us. Thank you for exploring Beyond the Veil with me. I'm your friend Abe from Outer Space. Remember to stay elevated and hydrated. Till next time, namaste.